Hey guys, I'm Big John here in Alaska. Welcome to my kitchen. This is where I do most of my recording and stuff like that. I got somebody sending me a text message there, but I've been trying to mess around with these. I never thought I'd get to a point where I didn't have enough tripods to do what I wanted to do, but that is a thing. And I've been doing the carnivore diet for quite some time now. And something I wanted to talk about is my 90-10 eating principle. And I was planning on trying to do a dual purpose type video here where I could do a live stream and also hopefully talk about some of this stuff in an actual recorded video while I'm doing all this. So we're gonna see if I can stumble through that process and make it work because yeah, I think I got everything I need out here for the live stream anyways. But okay, well, I did buy some new burger patties at Costco today because the price point was pretty close to what I was paying for the big giant chub. Hey there, Vicky. I appreciate you dropping in there. Yeah, I was trying to create a live stream and a video at the same time. I'm not sure if this is going to work or if it's even a good idea because I'll have two cameras running at the same time. But it might give you guys a little bit of an opportunity to see exactly what goes on here. So, but anyway, so this could be fun either way. I get this flipped around here. But yeah, so I got my crazy light over there. My camera lens is a little dirty. And then I got my GoPro camera set up here. I got the Rode mics all ready to go. And I need to find something to clean off the lenses because I don't think I've cleaned. Oh, disaster. That could have been really bad. That was a lot of pens I could have just flipped out of there. But anyhow, I need to clean off the lenses because they're dirty anyways. So it's going to get a little blurry here just for a second. You guys know how I do things here. Okay, get that cleaned up. Hopefully is that better? Oh, look at there. That's almost like an image. It's almost like a regular image. But I went to Costco. I spent about $200 on groceries, which really wasn't that bad today. I was able to find some halfway decent burger patties. They're 80-20 frozen burger patties. I think my son put them in the back freezer. So I'm going to have to go back there and drag those out. Well, like I said, I was wanting to do a video at the same time while doing the live stream. And I'm kind of second guessing my thought process on that because that might be a little bit hard for me to do because I usually, create my talking points on my phone and I usually have the notebook open on my phone and I don't have the opportunity to get in the phone. But yeah, hey there, Shannon. Appreciate you dropping in. Yeah, I was going to be doing a live stream this weekend anyways. I wanted to update people on my weight loss. If any, I have lost exactly 2 pounds. I lost 2 pounds basically overnight. So I got on the scale this last night. I was 310, which was perfect. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Because I've been working steady again. I work for a recycling company here in town, and one of my main jobs is to drive these big giant trailers full of garbage over to the landfill. There's also like roll on, roll off type job duties I have. It's a gainful employer. They make pay raises pretty frequently. It's full time. It's all year round, and we're pretty close to guaranteed about 50 hours every week. So, and then in the wintertime, it's steady 50 hours through the winter, or 40 hours at minimum, which is perfect. And then in the summertime, it could be who knows how many hours you could work. So I got employed at a really good place. I should have been working today, but unfortunately my drug test did not come back. So I'm suffering there. I've been pretty much just training up all week and trying to get everything that I need figured out. Now my yellow Jeep that you guys might know already, that was broke down. It's in the shop. A friend of mine called the tow truck, came over, he paid for it. I'll be paying him back as soon as everything gets rolling here and we get life back to normal. That's pretty hard to do. Hey there, C40, how you doing there? Danny Boys, they say hello. Is that a garage door opener on your hat? No, it's a Rode microphone. For when or if I do decide to start recording this next video here, that I was gonna be. So the topic of the next video is going to be wrapped around the community I was invited to, which is called Dirty Carnivore, and it's a growing community. It's growing fast, and it's growing fast for a reason, because the carnivore community in itself has been pretty much like driving people away. They're not, they're not doing this on purpose, and it's not so much the community as far as it is the other viewers in the comment sections. They're hazing one another in the comments, and they're trying to dissuade them from doing, their own type of life choice of eating. Well, me personally, I like to do a 90-10 eating principle, and that's 90% meats and fats, 10% I love my life. Doesn't matter what the 10% is. I mean, it could be something like this. That's part of the 10%. It could be a small bag of potato chips, something reasonable. But the point is, of that 10% is so I can actually focus on myself. I can have a little bit of happiness once in a while. If it's junk food, fine, but it's only a minimal amount of junk food, and then the rest is meats and fats. I've been thriving this entire time on the carnivore diet, with a basic 90-10 eating principle. I've been losing weight. I've been gaining better health by leaps and bounds. It's like every month something new is improving, something new is happening. My health, for one thing, is just dramatically improving. I don't get powered out throughout the day. I wake up 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I'm up, and I get up, I drink my coffee, I hang out for a while, and then I'm out the door about 6:30 in the morning, and then I go to work for the entire day, and I don't get home till 6 o'clock at night. And then I might eat some dinner. I only eat once a day, so I'm doing either, you can call it 24-hour fasting, or you can call it OMAD. But my point is that works for my schedule. And since I'm a truck driver and I sit in a truck all day, I'm really not burning a lot of calories to justify the need for snacks or the need for breakfast or lunch. And this is how I've been losing weight. And this is also how I've been maintaining my weight loss for this extended period of time. I hit a plateau, and I thought it was incredibly frustrating, because after all, I'm on a weight loss journey. And the whole point of a weight loss journey is to lose weight, try to get the weight off the bones. I do have a lot more weight I want to get off, but I ran into some financial hiccups where I had 2 Jeeps, the family vehicle, which was my wife's Jeep. That one broke down with a transmission issue. That's going to be about $4,000. Major stress. In the meantime, I was trying to do a lot of fasting, intermittent fasting, sometimes 5-day type fasting, or egg fasting, maybe sardine fasting. Carnivore, that's my carnivore mimicking type fasting. This is where I can actually eat some food and mimic it fast and stay in ketosis and lose weight throughout the week. So I'm a lot less miserable. It's a lot easier to do than just eliminating all food for a complete 5 days and looking for X amount of numbers to fall off the scale at the end of the week. So it just works really well up here with your mindset. And yeah, I'm probably not going to do the whole video right now. We'll just continue with the live stream, and we'll work on the video after the live stream is over. But so a lot of people are switching over from the carnivore communities, and they're going to something called Dirty Carnivore, which is a more relaxed version of carnivore, similar to my 90-10 eating principle. And the reason the 90-10 eating principle, reason I came up with it in the first place, was because it was incredibly frustrating to try to make the transition into very strict carnivore right off the bat. And it's very frustrating for most people, in fact. When I started doing carnivore, I was incredibly annoyed, with the comments of people telling me all the time, like, oh, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, you should do it this way. It's always somebody else telling you to do something better. And then and at that time, I was overweight, I was extremely hormonal, and that comes with being overweight, unhealthy, and having a lot of health issues. You become annoyed easily. You have a lot of frustration. And in order to break that down for myself, as I came up with 90-10. And because that just gave me enough leeway. That extra 10% gave me enough leeway to say, okay, I can make some mistakes, but as long as they're not like overly dramatic for weeks on end and just keep compiling and getting worse and getting worse, I can still get the benefits of the carnivore diet. So I did do a solid 30 days of strict carnivore. It could have been called the lion diet because it was all ruminant meat. It was 80-20 ground beef for an entire 30 days. And I did. I got a lot of benefits out of that. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about how my body works, my digestion, how my poop comes out. Everything improved, guys. Everything improved. There was no constipation. There was no upset stomach. There was no bloating. There was no irritability there. There was zero energy loss. I mean, I'm always waking up before my alarm anyways, because I don't like the sound. If I hear my alarm, it ruins my day. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but it really does ruin my day. So I try to wake up before my alarm. And since I've been doing the carnivore diet, I'm just naturally waking up like a half an hour or sometimes an hour before my alarm goes off. And I'm just fine for the entire day. It doesn't matter what my job duties are. I can make it through the entire day and not feel powered out. I don't require energy drinks. I don't require a bunch of random coffee throughout the day. I drink my coffee in the morning. I take my electrolytes in the morning. I make a big tall bottle of electrolytes and I pack that with me in my bag, and I'll use that as my energy drink, and I'll take that with me to work. So I don't need all that extra garbage that people buy. And since I've been training, I've been riding around with a couple different people in the vehicle, and I'm just, they're like, "Oh, can you hand me that Monster Energy drink?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, that's rough." I remember that time, and yeah, we've had some awkward conversations in the truck about, and I try not to hammer people, about stuff. I just try to like tiptoe around, like, "Hey, man, I used to drink that stuff too, and I got incredibly out of shape. I got incredibly obese. I was snacking in the truck because the job was boring, and you're just kind of sitting there and you just want to keep popping stuff in your mouth. Doesn't matter if it's liquid, doesn't matter if it's a snack. And when you're a truck driver and not moving and you're sitting at a loading dock or you're just waiting, because that's what truck drivers do a lot of, is wait. And they're not necessarily inclined to be overly active when they get out of work. So when I get home, the process even now is I get home, I want to get cleaned up because I'm covered in all kinds of debris. I'm covered in insulation, just dust, dirt, everything gets stuck to me throughout the day. My clothes are just completely filthy. So I just want to get home. I want to chill out at the table, maybe play on my phone for a little bit, make some food, and then I'm taking a shower. And shortly after that, I might visit for a little bit, and then I'm off to bed, about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And then I'm back up about, anywhere between 3, 4, or 5 o'clock. And that's my natural routine. And now that I'm eating healthier, it just feels so amazing, because I cut out all the garbage. I mean, once in a while, there's a little bit of garbage in there. And that goes back to the whole topic of dirty carnivore, because I do allow some sauces at times. There's a lot of things I avoid now, but that's because I have learned what certain things do. And that's the most important thing about the carnivore diet, is that it teaches you exactly what to take out, because you took everything out for a period of time. So even 30 days could help educate any person out there enough. Just 30 days, solid meats and fats, animal products for solid 30 days. You're going to learn so much about yourself. You're going to lose some weight. You're going to gain health points by the 30th day, even after the first week. And it will be a struggle. I'm going to be honest. It was a struggle for me. It wasn't like I just all of a sudden one day said, "Hey, I'm just going to eat meats and fats, and that's all I'm going to eat." No, that's not what happened. I struggled the whole time. And for a long time to actually get a solid 30 days of just meats and fats. Some people can do it like instantly, and I applaud them. But when we're talking about stuff like the carnivore diet, for instance, and all of its benefits, people that don't do carnivore are terrified. They think we're nuts. And I thought everybody was nuts when they brought up the whole topic of, try carnivore diet because nothing else worked for you. And that's how a lot of these people that are in the community that I'm in now, with the carnivore diet, came to the community in the first place, because everything else didn't work. All the diet nutritionists and doctor visits and all the stuff that we've done over the years, none of that crap worked. It was just absolute trash. So now we're just eating meats and fats, and we're just trying to share exactly what's happening with people, but I'm not out there to try to scare people away. If you can do, 90% meats and fats, and then who cares what the rest is? You want to eat a piece of cake after eating like the majority of your day is just meats and fats, eat a piece of cake. I don't care. You can take the weekends off, and eat whatever you want on the weekends and go back to meats and fats for the 5 day period and then do whatever you want on the weekends. That's what most people do anyways, because they're out partying, they're out drinking. And I'm just realistic. And that's how I started the carnivore diet in the first place, is I tried to just come into it as realistic as possible, because I was severely carb addicted. I was sugar addicted. I had all kinds of other issues. The only thing I had going for me really at that time is I had already kicked out the majority of high fructose corn syrup type products, especially liquid type high fructose corn syrup products, syrups and energy drinks and soda pop. That was already out of my system. I was laser focused on the idea that was where most of it came from in the first place, was soda and stuff like that. So I started looking, once I started learning about reading ingredients, and it's a learning process. We all like, oh yeah, well, I read ingredients. I hear that all the time. But then when you ask people like, all right, you read ingredients. Okay, what is this ingredient? And they're like, I don't know. I said, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's when you read something on the back of an ingredient list that you don't understand. Do you take the time to look it up, just for yourself? I mean, I don't need to be the one preaching what every ingredient is. I just need people to just do their own kind of thing, because that's how we learn. And that's how I learned too, because people say, oh yeah, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. And as soon as the video's over, I forgot all about it. So this is how you remember stuff, is when you actually do the research. Your mind grasps onto that, because it's taking a physical, gesture to finding that information. And then it's going to be like, I'm going to remember that, because I don't want to waste that time of looking up something. And you're not going to memorize everything, but you're going to look at it. You're going to remember what the word says. And then chances are the next time you see that word, you're going to associate it with, okay, I don't want that in my body. I'm going to put this item back. I'm going to find a similar item that has less of it or has none of it altogether. That's how I've been doing all this. That's how I've been maintaining this weight loss. And my current weight this morning when I got up was 308.6 pounds. So that's almost exactly 2 pounds lighter than I was the night before. And I try to explain this to a lot of my friends, my coworkers that ask about it. They're like, how have you been losing the weight? I said, the majority of it I've lost in my sleep. I lose weight in my sleep, because that's how ketosis works. That's how the majority of weight loss works, is because, our stomach, our fat is our gas tank. And our gas tank, we just don't, leak it out everywhere. That's not how that works. It has to go through a system, combustion system, and then it just comes out our mouth, just like an exhaust pipe in a car. And it's just fascinating to me that that's how it actually works. I always thought, it came out through our pores and our sweat. Well, some toxins do come out of our pores. A lot more water comes out of our pores and sweat. I mean, it was mind blowing. I was like, oh, so all this fat loss running on a treadmill stuff, you're going to lose some fat while you're running on a treadmill, but it's coming out your mouth, guys. It's not coming out in your urine. It's not coming out when you take a crap in the toilet. That's not how that works. I mean, if you have really nasty, yucky poo, it's not because it's fat coming out your rear end. That's because you have other gross stuff going on in you because you ate something that's wrong for you. And it's typically a lot of the seed oils that make, the really nasty, sticky poop, that people complain about, or it could even give you chronic constipation like I had for a while. And I was also blown away throughout this whole process that I learned that fiber, a lot of excess fiber and oxalates from vegetables was what was causing my chronic constipation issues. And then throughout a process of trying to get help for myself, going to the doctor, my doctor was trying to tell me like, oh, you might need more fiber. So I tried that for a period of time. It got worse, my constipation, and it was random at times. It would just get worse. Sometimes I go 3 to 5 days without passing any stool at all. That's terrifying. That's painful. It's terrifying. And it's even more annoying if you're constipated. Stop eating. Just stop eating if you're constipated. Don't continue to put stuff in your pie hole to make more poo and then just keep compacting your gut and your colon. That's a problem. And it was all the plant fiber that was causing me these issues. Was Yeah, it was just too much. And then I had oxalate issues. So like all vegetables, nuts, even a lot of fruits contain oxalates, and an oxalate is a plant's defense, from you eating it. If you eat any vegetables, like even an avocado, if you eat this, when it's not ripe, it's just full of oxalates, and the oxalates go through your filter system. It goes through your liver, your pancreas, your kidneys, especially your kidneys. It gets stuck in your kidneys. It creates kidney stones. So that's the problem with vegetables, is that vegetables don't want to be eaten. You have to eat them. If you're going to eat vegetables at all, it's a good idea to eat them cooked after they've been ripened. Even bananas are dangerous. Like these here, these aren't ripe enough yet to have, and as they ripen, they actually start losing some of the oxalates, and they become a little bit easier, as far as that goes. You're not as likely to get kidney stones from eating something as innocent as what we think of as a banana is. But I mean, if you're trying to lose weight in ketosis, a banana doesn't work very well. Avocado works pretty well, keeps you in ketosis. And if you really need to have fiber, which is a total non-essential thing, we don't need fiber. I found that out. I don't need fiber to survive. But if you want to lose weight, yeah, you can eat an avocado and stay in ketosis. But if you don't know what ketosis is, if you don't know how ketosis works, it's kind of hard to lose weight. Because once you learn how these things work, you can actually implement the little tools, little tricks to stay in ketosis. What foods are ketosis friendly? Like eggs, for instance, will keep you in ketosis. Sardines, eating meats and fats puts you in a stage of perpetual ketosis. That's the carnivore type lifestyle that I'm talking about. And then if you decide, if you're doing a 90-10 eating principle or a dirty carnivore eating principle, then the chances of you getting knocked out of ketosis are pretty good. But if you're eating at least 90% meats and fats, your chances of gaining weight are very small if you're just totally screwing up the 10%. So you can have a weird 10% that's off an animal-based diet, but not throw yourself out of, ketosis into perpetual chaos is what I'm trying to get at. This isn't rocket science. I'm a truck driver, guys. I'm not the smartest guy out there. I figured out all this stuff. I'm just trying to help people out. I care about people, and I think more people should understand, how this stuff works. And I might not be the best at explaining things, but I try. I try my best. I try hard every single time that I get out here on camera. I do these live streams from my kitchen. I live in a trailer home, guys. I got 2 broke down vehicles. I was riding my bicycle to work for like 2 weeks, because it's good for me. I'm a fat guy riding a bicycle. So yeah, I got some looks. But anyways, I just goof around, and I just try to be realistic, because there's more people out there that need help with weight loss, and they're not grasping it. It's so incredibly simple. And I just got an email from some nitwit that thought it'd be a good idea to send me an email for weight loss pills. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Weight loss pills. There is no weight loss in a pill, guys. Just leave those pills alone. Ozempic is not the way to go. If you're doing Ozempic, I hope you're diabetic, because that's what Ozempic was meant for. It's for diabetes. Yes, there's weight loss there. You can lose weight with Ozempic, but that does not solve the problem. I could wish every single one of you to be right down to your perfect weight right now. That wouldn't fix a dang thing. All that would do is just give you more excuses to eat like crap. And you're just going to go right back up. That's how this all works. It's like, if we don't understand why we lost the weight, and then we think there's an end, like there's an actual end to what we're doing. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to eat carnivore for a little while, and then I'm just going to stop, and then I'm going to go right back to eating pizza and junk food and going to McDonald's and hitting up Burger King and eating out at all the restaurants. We have overate for like the last 20 years. That's why there's so many of us with health conditions. The carnivore diet has fixed all of those health conditions for me. I mean, the only thing I got going on right now is my eyesight's a little bad. And that's part of old age, I guess, but it has improved with the carnivore diet. I've talked to other carnivores that said their eyesight has cured itself, has went back. Now, since I've been on the carnivore diet, my hearing has improved. I used to have to wear hearing aids. There's now a hearing aid in these old hairy ears. I had to wear hearing aids. I mean, most of the time, nobody knew they were even in there. They had no idea that I had hearing aids in, but I had to have the TV turned up to like 35 or 40 on the volume. I couldn't hear the TV. And then now I can't hardly have it up above 20, same TV set. And then quite often my family would be like, oh, you need us to turn it up. And if they turned it up to where I used to listen to it before, I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. And this has all reversed itself, with the carnivore diet. Has the carnivore diet cured anything? I don't know. I think if I went back to eating the standard American trash diet, every single one of these symptoms that I had would come back. Just like with my sleep apnea. My sleep apnea is 100% reversed. And I'm a big guy. I still have a pretty big neck, but I don't have this big, giant fat glob under here just choking me off. I mean, what a difference. I apologize, guys. I have not been paying attention to the comments. I mean, I was seriously in video mode. I was gonna do a video while doing this. I got the camera ready. I got the light set up. I got the mics out, and I just lost total interest in making an actual video today. Because I went to this Dirty Carnivore. It's called Dirty Carnivore on Facebook. It's a big community. There's a lot of people that are joining it. I'm one of them. I didn't join it because I promote Dirty Carnivore, but I promote anybody that's able to figure out their own self. That's what I promote. And I was just testing the waters, to see how they would respond to some of my comments. And they are a little bit sensitive. And I said that earlier on in the live stream, that when you're unhealthy and you're eating a lot of unhealthy foods, you tend to be way hormonal and you overreact really easy. Finding a full-time job, for instance, or dealing with employers or dealing with employees at work become a lot harder. I don't care what anybody says to me anymore. You can say whatever you want, and I'm just going to look at you like, okay, argue with that. Have fun with that. You want to argue with me? You're arguing to a wall. I mean, if you're wrong, I'm just going to, say that you're wrong, and that's the end of that. And you could figure out what it is, or else you can come to me like an adult, and I'll tell you what's wrong. That's kind of how I deal with situations anymore, because everything has leveled out. My hormones have leveled out. My testosterone is through the roof. Eggs. You want to improve your testosterone, guys, you specifically, and loving wives that want their husband, to improve. Eggs is the secret. You don't need testosterone supplements. You don't need testosterone pills. You don't have to go out and buy hundreds of dollars of crap products. That's something that I've gotten a lot of heat for since I started talking about all this stuff, is that people, buy my product. Don't eat overly processed foods, right? And then here, buy my powder that's been overly processed in a factory in India by people I don't even know, but it's $90. You should try this. It's perfect. That drives me insane, guys. It's like, okay, great. Look, why not tell people the easy way? That's my job, is to tell people the easy way. I get paid pennies, guys, for doing YouTube stuff. I get paid pennies. I come out here because I care about you guys. I want you to do well. I don't want you to have to break the bank. I don't want you to be out there thinking you have to buy $90 products to make your life better, because you don't. I have done all of this on a budget. Every little bit of this. The carnivore diet can be done completely on a budget, 100%. I mean, I spend about $5 per meal. 80-20 ground beef, 4 burger patties. That's about a pound. That's about $5. Yeah, about $5 per meal. That's a little bit over a pound of beef, for each meal that I have. I can have eggs. I can have cheese. I can have bacon. Chicken slows down weight loss. It kind of sluts. That's a word. It kind of just shuts it off. I was trying to say shut. But let's see, there's some other stuff like pork products in general. I tried pork chops when I was doing all of this. That kind of just, sorry, you're not losing weight. And plus, it didn't digest very well. Now, this is different for everybody that tries the carnivore diet. So, some people might do better with pork. Some people might do better with lamb or bison or elk or moose or, uh, beef. But the overall consensus is, find what works for you. And it's typically the levels of fat that we're taking in or missing, because if you eat just meat, like lean meat, like 95% ground beef, you're going to have some digestive issues because there's not enough fat in there. And then most people don't drink enough water in the first place. So if you're eating all of that lean meat, it's going to bind up your system. It's going to create constipation. It's going to create digestive issues, especially if you're trying to transition into a meat-based diet. So 80-20 ground beef works really well. If I were to suggest somebody that was just coming into the carnivore diet, the best way that I could probably try to get them in there as comfortably as possible, especially in the beginning, because the first month is going to be the hardest. Once you're past the first month, you've eliminated 90% of the problem foods. You're just eating meats and fats. So I'd probably recommend 70-30 ground beef just to get started. And then you can like transition up to 80-20 ground beef. That's 80% lean and then 20% fat. And connective tissue is so important. I mean, there's people I talk to that have in my life that have knee and joint issues and joint pains. Well, the carnivore diet has cured all of that for me. I mean, my knees were messed up. I couldn't hardly kneel down on the floor. I couldn't hardly walk. I mean, I was barely able to walk when I started. I started out at 435 pounds. As of today, I'm down to 308.6 pounds. And that was all through a process of, a lot of it was fasting. It wasn't all the carnivore diet. So for me, I have to fast in order to lose weight. And then once I've lost the weight, I can maintain that weight with the carnivore diet. That's one of the beautiful things about this diet is I can eat as much meats and fats as I want. I mean, as much as I want. I've tried this in so many different ways. I've tried it just eating one meal a day. I tried it, fasting. I tried it eating as much as I wanted throughout the day, but just meats and fats to see what would happen. Like, okay, well, am I going to start gaining weight? Because I'm eating a lot more meats and fats than I should be or would normally eat. And I wasn't. I was just maintaining whatever weight loss I had. And weight loss is going to bounce between, 5 to 8 pounds on either side of whatever number you're at. So don't get discouraged if your weight goes up, 5 or 6 pounds. Some people have known to have gained up to 25 pounds on the carnivore diet, but then it comes off, pretty quickly after that with little effort. And that's the beauty of this. I've been doing this with little to no effort, like almost no exercise at all. Just go to work, come home, happy go lucky. And since I've been horribly stressed, because I got 2 broke down vehicles, it's going to cost me a lot to fix both of them. And yeah, that's a problem. So I had to stop fasting because I was losing all the weight with fasting. I was trying different types of fasts to see how they would work. And I've basically been experimenting with myself for the last year to see what I can do, with this, with little to no effort. And I have been starting to move around more. I've been starting to go for walks. Which is something I never did before, especially going for bike rides. That's been incredibly important. But I haven't been losing any weight because of the bike rides. And a lot of that has to do with because, for one, I'm stressed. 2, I'm working out muscles that I haven't worked out in a long time. So there's a regenerative type issue going on in my legs where I'm actually putting on possibly some extra muscle. But I don't really focus on that so much. And I don't focus on the scale every single day. And if I were to tell people the best way to get your weights, and this is just from a year of experience of just doing this over and over and over again, the best way to get your weights is pick one day a week towards the end of the week. I choose Saturday mornings. I get my weight every Saturday after I wake up. And the reason I do it that way is because after you wake up, you have slept, you have done a fast, which is you ate dinner and you haven't eaten until you wake up in the morning. Your body has a chance to adjust and react to whatever it was that you ate. That way you can get the most solid number on the scale every single time. The most accurate number is how we do it. Because Wake up Saturday morning, I can get my weight at 308. I can guarantee you right now, after I ate some food, after I drank some water, had some coffee, I can go right back to that scale. That scale is going to say something completely different right now. It's only been, oh, what, 6-7 hours since I got on the scale. This is what I'm talking about. So just for your own sanity, don't weigh all the time. Don't weigh yourself in the morning. Don't weigh yourself in the afternoon, and then weigh yourself in the evening, because they're all going to be different numbers. You know, because water has weight. If you drink water, you're going to gain some weight. If you're not drinking enough water, guess what? That little bit of water you gained is going to stay somewhere inside your body. Your body's not going to want to get rid of it. That's where water retention comes from. It's an oxymoron. If you don't know what an oxymoron is, look it up, because it drove me nuts when I figured out that, oh, I'm gaining weight because I'm not drinking enough water. And we're not talking fat gain at that point. We're talking water gain. So when I was 435, guys. My first 5-day water fast I ever did, I lost 30 pounds. That's not all fat loss. It's impossible to lose 30 pounds of fat in 1 week. But I lost 30 pounds in that very first week of 5-day water fasting. The majority of that 30 pounds was water coming off. It was my kidneys starting to kick in and actually do something. My metabolism was starting to pick up. My inner body temperature was starting to increase a little bit. So I was losing some actual weight, guys. Now, what's going on here? I keep seeing this same thing. You shake, you got in front of me, and you need to like disappear. And we're going to do that. See you later. See how that works. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, I normally have I probably still do really good moderators in here. They usually take care of all that stuff. I don't have to worry about it too much. But when I see nothing but the same thing from the same person just keep going up, it's just somebody that's getting mad on the keyboard. So I don't focus on that too much. Let's see. Greetings, Earthlings. Contrary to the popular belief, we aliens have no involvement in that's amazing. I've been waiting for you to show up because I didn't believe you existed. Are you guys responsible for making all the chemtrails in the sky and trying to make Anchorage cloudy? Because that gets really annoying. I mean, it's not obvious or anything when the plane comes over and then it creates a streak and then it turns around and it goes back and it creates another streak, and they keep doing that like all day, and you can't track the plane on Flight Tracker. That drives me nuts. And then about 3 hours later, the whole sky is just gray. Right now it's sunny and beautiful. That means they're not out there doing their stuff. Let's see. I don't know if anybody is still in here. It says we got 20 people in the stream. I appreciate everybody that's gone up there. Click the little 3 dots in the top corner. It's on either side. I don't know what side it's on your phone. Click those 3 dots. They'll give you an option to like the stream if you could. That really does help me out here. Bison. Yeah, Bison's awesome. Stoned Ape. Let's see. So that's NASA. Yeah, I don't know who that is, but they need to knock it off. You can't keep crying global warming and messing with the sky. I mean, that's not how we fix global warming, is go up there and mess with Mother Nature. That's always been a bad idea whenever human involvement gets involved in that. But okay, we've been going for like 38 minutes now. Something I was thinking of doing, I don't know, I might go back there and I'm going to grab some of those frozen burger patties. I did want to try those out. My wife was kind enough to clean the cast iron, so that's clean. But I do need to find out where the burger patties went. So I bought these burger patties at Costco today, and they were, I think they were $36 for 10 pounds. Let's see, 1/3 pound burger patties. I think that's what they were. We're going to bust them out. I got my freezer back here. Ooh. Wow, my son did a really nice job of putting everything in here. So, okay, let's get you guys turned around so you can see what's going on here. So this is my freezer in my bedroom. And turn you on. So these are the boxes I'm talking about here. I haven't tried these before. 1/3 pound burger patties. And these are like $36 here in Alaska, which isn't that bad. And these are for 10 pounds. 10 pounds of meat. That's pretty good. So right there, yeah, 10 pounds of meat. I got 2 cases of these. The kids eat these things. I won't eat those anymore. This is what I use. This is a product I use right here. It's off the carnivore diet, but it cures my pizza cravings. It's just like that. It's done. Okay. And the reason that I get this, it's a cauliflower crust pizza. But on the back here, you can see it's 310 calories per serving. Now, per serving is quarter of the pizza. So you could eat this entire pizza and still be within your range of calories for the day. I have eaten the entire pizza before and still lost weight that week using this product here. So, and this is just a, cauliflower crust pizza bought at Costco. I have lost weight eating these. And it's not just because of that, it's just because it doesn't kick me out of ketosis. And that's where the winning number is. It's when you're not kicked out of ketosis. Yeah. Any experiments? Well, not so much experiments recently. I have very much just been working all week long, or walking through the house. I'm heading back to the kitchen now. But yeah, I've been pretty much just working all week long. I've been eating an OMAD type diet. When I get home, I have approximately about a pound and a half of meat when I get home. And I have cheese. Now the cheese that I like to eat, I try to go for the white cheese. Because if I eat cheddar cheese or any of the cheeses that are colored, we just bought this here. This is a pretty decent cheese. But if I'm trying to lose weight, this will stop it. This will stop weight loss right here. And this is a really good cheese. So I've been going for the white cheeses, like pepper jack. Here's a brand of cheese that I like. This is at Costco. This is half the price of the Tillamook. So I can get 2 packages this size for like $5-6. And then the Tillamook brand is about $12 for the same exact size of the same exact type cheese. So I've been getting this. This has been working really well. By the way, I haven't been gaining any weight because of eating that. And then I'll eat like pepper jack, but I try to make sure that it doesn't have any seed oils, or it's not overly processed type stuff. So I need to bust into this box here. I want to try out these burger patties here and see how they cook up. Now these are going to be cooked up from frozen in the cast iron skillet. Ooh, this is kind of cool. Swiss is great. Yeah, Swiss is great. It tastes good. And that California brand itself, isn't bad at all. But this is what we're getting ready to mess around with. I got my trusty cast iron skillet here. My wife was awesome. She did this. She got it all cleaned up and ready to go. It didn't take her long to figure out just how easy it is to manage cast iron. And we love cooking with this cast iron. So I have this one here, and then I have another one over here that I like to use as well. This is kind of a ceramic coated one, but this one is actually cast iron on the inside. I had another ceramic coated one. It was white. I didn't like it because it got discolored really, really easily. That made it kind of a pain in the butt. And so I put a pot holder in there because I don't like mucking up the pan. But ta-da, here's the magic in here. Yeah, we're gonna try 4 of these in the skillet here and see how that works. I'm trying to get everything set up here in a little bit better way. So, okay, apple. I don't even know where that comes from. My kids used to watch a TV show. They used to sing that. But I gotta bust this open. Okay, wow, these are... Okay, so this is how it's packaged. It's not bad. Got a little twisty tie. And then up top here, it is sealed shut all the way across. So if you just pull it like this, it seems like it opens. Yep, it is. It opens. All right, so we're going to grab 4 of these out of here. They're not too bad looking. Nice, pretty burger patty. I don't know if I can get 4 in here. These are really, really big and round. I think we're going to have to go with 3. Normally I cook up 4 burger patties at a time. And the paper peels off of these so easily. Ta-da! Gotta turn the heat way down to right about medium. Toss these in the freezer. We're probably going to make some of these for dinner tonight too. This is just an experiment to try these burger patties out. I haven't tried these. And I have had a lot of bad experiences with other brands of burgers. So, clear this stuff out of the way. Got here some amazing Wagyu beef tallow. We're going to put a little bit of that in there. Extra fat is always good. There we go. If you wanted to add some butter in there for extra fat, you can totally do that. Now, if I had 90% or 95% lean, I would be adding a lot of butter. And then I would add more butter on top after I was done. That way I could have enough fat content to actually be able to pass, be able to process all the meat. Get that melted tallow mixed around. Okay, now we're just going to cover that and let it chill out. It's going to sit there for a little bit and cook. That's the way. Actually, I want to season that one side a little bit. So this is just Redmond's real salt, seasoned salt. I love this stuff. This is my favorite, all-time favorite seasoning. I'm going to cry when it runs out. But I didn't realize it had such a heavy salt content inside it. Because it's got a lot of salt in there. So I was adding that on top, and then I was adding extra salt. I was using like Himalayan pink salt, and I have other Redmond's real salt here, Redmond's garlic salt. I was adding that on top, and it was just too much. It was almost too much salt. But the beautiful thing is my blood pressure never went up. The only time my blood pressure goes up anymore is when I get overly zealous and start talking a lot. Are you kidding? Why must you be this way? Huh. People do stuff. I don't know why. Let's see. What are you making? Well, I'm going to be experimenting with these frozen burger patties I got at Costco. I'm sweating. It's about 70-something degrees outside. And I got cats, so I can't just leave the front door open. So it is a little hot in here. I could probably set up a fan, but that would be noisy for you guys. Some big old back sandwich. Yum. Yeah, let's see. Put cat. Oh, Shannon looks terrible. Just clean the. Try making pizza. Try making pizza on a burger. The patty is the crust, then pepperoni, then your cheese. Delish. That doesn't sound too bad. I could try that. I don't have any of the stuff to do that, though. Yeah, I'd have to go get that. Now, since I actually have a little money in the bank account, I forgot to go buy pork rinds. I was going to make some meatballs, but that kind of got kiboshed because when I went to Costco, when you go to Costco here in the summertime, they are always out of ground beef because they got the best price on ground beef by far. So I'll have to hit them up Sunday or Monday. Will be the next time they'll have ground beef in, because that's when the boat comes in. So they usually run out. So we get 2 boats that come up here to Alaska. We get 1 boat on Sunday, and then we usually get another boat on Tuesday. And then we also have trucks coming up the road. But a lot of these products come up on the boat because it's a lot cheaper to send it up on the boat than it is to put it in a semi truck and send it up the Alcan Highway, because it also takes a little bit longer, I guess. I don't know, because you got to go through the port and you got to go through over the Canadian border. You can get held up over there. That's a nightmare. Well, let's click down to the bottom here and see what's going on here. Yummy. I've made pizza with ground beef and pork rinds pressed thin. That sounds good. That's great. Yeah. Do you add a splash of white wine to make a bit of gravy? I do not. I don't even have white wine in the house. We don't drink. We don't tend to use alcohol for cooking. Now, when I did use alcohol for cooking, for making a beer batter for like halibut, The best beer batter I've ever come up with for halibut was using a really, really dark beer. Now I could use Sam Adams, I could use George Killian's. Guinness was one of my favorite. Stout, really, really dark, the blackest beer you could find. Any other type of stout type of beer worked amazing for making beer batter for fish, but I don't eat beer batter anymore. Now I don't know if I could do something similar with pork rinds. I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to try to figure something out. I could ask my buddy there, Chris Cooks in Nashville, if he could come up with something similar to that. I don't know if he could come up with a carnivore type solution for that. It might work. I tried to make pork rinds myself today. It wasn't easy. Become solid. Ooh, that sucks. I'm sorry, Dutch. That's horrible. I mean, I do a lot of these random experiments while I'm doing these live streams because why not? I mean, it's way more fun to watch me make mistakes in the kitchen, when somebody else could try something, because I get a lot of my information from you guys. I had no idea that olive oil. So I was using olive oil in my pan because I didn't have any beef tallow, to sear my steaks. And this was when I had enough money, for steaks and to buy big bulk pieces of meat at Costco. I had no idea that when you overheat olive oil, it becomes carcinogenic. So this is stuff I learned here. This is, from trial and error. I learned a lot, from doing this stuff just randomly. The people that freaked out over my video of, I had chicken wings in the sink and everybody was, just dive bombing me about the bacteria and stuff like that. Well, it's not hard to get the bacteria out of your sink. A little bit of water and a little bit of bleach and it kills it. And then bacteria is a funny thing too. So like Dawn dish soap or whatever dish soap you use, doesn't kill the bacteria. But what it does do is it helps rinse it away. So yeah, you're not getting bacteria all over everything like some people think. And people that are worried about salmonella and E. coli and stuff like, you have to have, for starters, it has to be there to be a problem. You can't just assume it's always there because it's not always there. The bacteria, yes. Salmonella, E. coli, not necessarily. Plus, how many vegetables have been tossed in the garbage because of salmonella and E. coli compared to chicken? I don't hear about anybody throwing chicken in the garbage because it's got salmonella or coli. Go figure, huh? My word I use to do olive oil shots. Oh, really? Huh? Now, when I was having digestive issues, I was using a lot of coconut oil, especially when I was trying to transition to a more solid type carnivore diet, because it was a hard transition. I mean, I don't know. I've talked to many other people that had a lot of struggles trying to transition, but I think a lot of the problem is when you're severely addicted to other foods besides just meats and fats. There's a time in your life where you just start missing things. Like I might miss a bag of potato chips or a little bit of this or that or a can of SpaghettiOs. Well, now if you go off the rails and you eat stuff like that you miss, it really screws up the works. I mean, you can't figure out what's causing what problem. Like if you're looking for inflammation, joint pain, arthritis in your hands, hearing, eyesight issues, sleep-related issues, because a lot of the foods we eat affect our respiratory system. You don't hardly ever hear about any discussion at all about what you're eating having anything to do with your respiratory system. This is stuff that I found out all by myself, talking to numerous doctors, making phone calls, sending emails saying, hey, is sugar the cause of like all this yucky phlegm, that you just keep causing up? Because once I got rid of the sugar and I got rid of the high fructose corn syrup and I got rid of the, a lot of the fruit type sugars, the natural sugars, once I got all that out of my system, I wasn't coughing up this junky white phlegm anymore. I had chronic cough before. That's gone. I mean, for starters, I couldn't say a complete sentence before I started the carnivore diet. So, I mean, woohoo. All right. Let's see. I took months to transition. It was withdrawal and oxalate dumping every day. See, I don't know what the oxalate dumping is like. I'm sure I went through it. I don't know what it felt like or anything much about it. I just know that I just try to avoid a lot of stuff with oxalates now. And, after I found out that spinach, raw spinach, I was eating raw spinach, like a bag of raw spinach, because it was like recommended. Here, eat this, eat raw vegetables. And you have to remember, I did veganism for about 7 months, and then I was like vegetarian, and then lousy vegan for a little while, or whatever you want to call it. And I was a miserable freaking mess. I mean, I was a miserable mess the whole time. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with myself. I had a great job. I didn't like my job. I didn't like my income, even though I was making $100,000 a year. That's like 100% more than I'm making right now. So I'm just basically getting back to my old health and getting back to work. We're getting everything back to normal again because my health got so poor. And then trying to figure out how to get my health back, it set me back a long way, so I'm basically rehabilitating my body and rehabilitating my financial situation too. And it takes a lot of work. And that's where a lot of people fail. They're like, I don't want to do that. It's hard. It's okay. It's really, losing weight is not hard. Losing weight was probably the easiest thing I've been able to do so far. That's the whole fun part about this, is it's just been, once you figure out what ketosis is, what autophagy is, the basic principles behind fasting, and you understand up here in your brain that fasting is not starving, yeah, you do better. I mean, it makes more sense. Why am I not eating food? And why am I not eating food for so many hours? Because it takes so many hours to get into ketosis, and that's where you start burning fat. That's where your body just starts doing its thing, and you're not exercising. And then you keep going, and then eventually autophagy starts, and autophagy is literally your cells replacing the bad cells, like cancer cells. Don't you want to get rid of those? Why would you? People are like, I don't know why you would fast. Gee, I don't know. I don't want cancer. I was doing some research online about, I believe it was prostate cancer. Don't quote me on that, but there's one of those cancers out there. I think it's prostate cancer that is 100% preventable, and it's preventable by the foods we eat. If we don't eat certain foods, then we're never going to have prostate cancer. We don't have to worry about it. Okay. And then, because before I even started the carnivore diet, I was worried about my prostate. I was worried about prostate cancer because the doctors spooked the heck out of me. They're like, oh, well, you get to a certain age, you're going to have to get your prostate checked. You're going to have to do this or that. You're going to have to take supplements. Okay, how about I just eat the right food and I don't have to worry about all that stuff? That's literally the answer. Just eat the right food. You don't have to worry about all that medication, that extra stuff you need. I mean, I know hundreds of people that have completely reversed their diabetes. They've come off their diabetic medication. Now, if they would go back and eat the previous way that they used to eat, absolutely, diabetes is going to come right back and rush it in there and just be tenfold. And plus, they're going to gain weight and everything's going to be worse. But yeah, I mean, it just works. Carnivore diet just works. And it works in such a mysterious way. It's almost magical in how well it works. Okay, I'm gonna get a plate out here. I'm gonna get a spatula. I'm getting close to needing probably gonna need to flip these burgers here in just a second. See what's going on in the pan. Doop, doop. There we go. Get flipped around, readjust everything. Oh yeah, those look good. Nice fatty. Whew, that's hot. Nice fatty and seasoned up. Make sure you guys can see a little bit. Gonna give those a flip over. These aren't very thick, so I think they're gonna cook up pretty fast. But if you guys ever cook frozen burgers in a pan, you're gonna want a lid to help hold the heat in. And I like cooking them this way because they sit in their own fat. The fat doesn't disappear. They shouldn't take too much longer. But you turn the heat down. You don't want to cook them fast because it's just going to burn them and ruin them. Okay. That's done. I'm going to go to the fridge and get that cheese out. I want some cheese. And I had a bag set aside, I thought. There's the bag. Maybe a different cheese is in that bag. Okay, that's probably what I did. I'll get my cheese out and ready. Now This is a great snacking cheese too. I like to snack on this Swiss cheese. I mean, this is legit, you know, Swiss cheese. Good stuff. It's got that nice Swiss cheese flavor. Grab a couple more because I'm going to want to eat at least one slice of this. Is that 2 slices or just one? I can't tell. Hold on there. Come off. There we go. There, I'll put that one off to the side. That way I know which one I want to snack on. Okay. I need to buy stock in Ziploc bags. I use a lot of these. And I love them. They're just so convenient. Yeah, unfortunately I got to throw a lot away because I go through them so fast. Cheese in there. So I don't know about where you guys live, but the easiest way for me to store this pre-sliced cheese is in a Ziploc bag. Because if I don't put them in a Ziploc bag, the cheese goes bad pretty quick or it gets hard. I just take the air away. And I just toss them in the fridge like that. Before I started the live stream, I did a bunch of eggs in the air fryer. And this time I increased the time to 19 minutes at 260 degrees. And I got a pretty decent result out of that. I was pretty happy. I'm like, hey, you okay? Hey, you. Sadie, cheese? You okay? Hey. Let me see if I can. My dog might not be okay. Hey, are you all right? Hey. Oh, no. Okay. You okay? Oh, my goodness. My dog. Let's see if I can get some life out of her. Hey, want a piece of cheese? Hey, Sadie. Cheese? Here. Oh, thank God. This dog is giving me stress and anxiety. My goodness. Holy cow. I seriously thought my dog was dying. You okay? You look better now. I thought you were just done. Like you're on a live stream done. Like, oh my God. Here. Doggy, here, pay in the cheese tax. The puppy tax. Wow. That would be my luck. I mean, I'm okay with myself choking to death on camera. I don't want to put anybody else watching through it, watching my dog pass away on camera. That would be heartbreaking. Whew. Okay. Let's try to get back in the groove here. She was just... She does weird stuff when she naps. I mean, she's old. She's like 100 and something years old in dog years. And I know she's not going to make it forever. But it's just... She's been such a good dog. She's a good hunting dog. She's a good bird dog. I can let her outside, and she just like sticks around here. She doesn't run off. Ugh, scary. Scary. A long way from Romania to Alaska. Yes, it is a long way. I would not want to be on that flight. Now I want to have cheese as well. At 1 a.m. Oh, it's at 1 a.m. Yeah, thankfully. I say, good afternoon, John. Enjoying this beautiful weather? Yes, this weather is amazing. Yes, I reversed diabetes then I ate some crap food and it came back. That's a thing. I mean, that's an unfortunate thing, you know, because when you reverse the diabetes, I can't really even say it's reversed. Okay. It's still there, but you're not having issues with diabetes. That's why so many people are doing the carnivore diet, because they got type 2 diabetes, or they're on insulin, they're on medication, they're on blood pressure medication, they're on antidepressants and stuff like that. People that get on the carnivore diet tend to get off those things. But if you go back to eating the crap food, you know, like I talked about, all of that comes back. You know, if I already start eating crap food again in the moderation that I was eating it in, absolutely, my sleep apnea would come back, my blood pressure would elevate. I have never been diabetic before, But there's a possibility out there that I could have been diabetic if I kept going. Oxalates from the vegetables cause kidney stones and many other problems. Yeah, that was my problem right there. Once I got rid of the oxalates, no more kidney stones. But yeah, there was oxalates in cashews, super duper lots of oxalates in almonds. The raw spinach I was eating. Yeah, people were trying to like push these green drinks with kale on me, full of oxalates. It's like, stop. Stop giving me advice, because every time I listen to people that are smarter than me, something bad happens. It's like, okay, enough. All right, I think those burgers are done. I don't know. I'm going to shut that heat off for a little bit, and I want to get the temp on those because these are new. These are new burgers to me, and they're not very thick. So I'm hoping that I'll give them one more flip in their yummy juices. Yeah, those got to be done by now. I don't even think I need to do a temperature on these. So I got the heat off, completely off. And I'm just going to let the, I'll put some cheese on it. Oh, I got 4 slices of cheese out. I'm used to having 4 burgers in here. So normally I'd have 4 burgers sitting in here. We're just going to fold these slices of cheese in half. And I like to do it this way because I don't have a lot of cheese that runs off them that way. And the beautiful thing about cast iron is it's still technically cooking, even though I shut the heat off, and it'll stay warm for a while. And this lid is a cast iron lid, so it holds a lot of heat. Oh, that's a good slice of cheese there. It's a nice thin one. I like them when they're thin. They taste really good that way. Oh, I did go out and get some new sauce. I need to like show off the new sauce that we got. Now it's a really, really hot sauce. I don't care because I only use a little bit. That's when I don't care what the ingredients are. As long as it's not like soybean oil or high fructose, or, you know, if it's natural sugar, brown sugar, not a problem. I don't worry about that because it's not so much. Okay. I'm going to bust out the Kinders, which does have some sugar. It has some brown sugar. And the new sauces we got. I got 2 of them. And holy moly, this thing will burn your eyebrows off. So I found this at Costco. It's called Aardvark. Aardvark. Secret Aardvark. This is a habanero hot sauce. It's so good. I love habaneros anyways. This one's a little bit hotter than I thought it was going to be. You know, it does have some weird ingredients in it, but they seem like they're down towards the end. Yeah, modified food starch. Not on my list, but it's really, really close to the end. Why do they put yellow? Oh, that's yellow onion. That's okay. I thought they were putting food coloring in here. I was like, why would you waste your time putting... Because that costs money, right? I mean, food coloring, it costs money to like put... Why do they spend money on food coloring? I mean, they're trying to cut corners by... But not this company, but I'm just saying a lot of companies are trying to cut corners with ingredients. And then they spend money on ingredients just to put garbage in there. And it provides no value at all. But this is the other one. It's called Secret Aardvark, Smoky Aardvark. And this is made with different type of, chipotle. Chipotle Hob sauce is what it's called. This is pretty good too. But it's better if you put a couple dabs of that on a plate, and then you mix it up with a little bit of sweetness, so you get that sweet, hot flavor. I like that. I enjoy that a lot. Sweet and hot work really good. Kind of like, I don't know if you guys ever had like salted chocolate, like you have sea salt on chocolate. Oh, it's really good that way. Okay, I think we're good to go there. I need to get these plated up over to the table, and I'm going to try these out, see if they're worth my time, because these were a couple dollars more because they were pre-made and pre-packaged and frozen, individually wrapped. But overall, I'm pretty happy with them so far, but I have yet to try one. Okay. Da-da-da-da. Fork. Need a fork. Can't eat without a fork. My family went to the lake. I don't have any. I need like special shoes to go swimming because the ground hurts my feet. Like the gravel, it hurts my feet. So this is what we got going on here. Yeah, I might do that later. There's my light. Right. Just got home. Sorry I missed the first half. Oh, that's all right, Jill. We can always go over lots of stuff that I might have already gone over. I'm just experimenting with these new burger patties I got at Costco. Jill, if you missed that part. So these are 80/20 frozen burger patties, and they only cost a couple dollars more than the big giant chub of beef, that 10-pound chub. So the big 10-pound chub, I believe right now is about $32 to $33. So for an additional $3 more, I can get a whole case of 10-pound frozen burger patties individually wrapped and kind of ready to go. So back you guys up a little further. All right, so you can kind of see what's going on here. But yeah, we're gonna put some of this aardvark sauce on the plate. You got to shake it up to get the peppers in there, get them all mixed in. Enjoy. I'm trying to. I'm getting there. So that is probably too much already. And then I just mix in, put this on top, and that gives me the perfect flavor combination right there. It gives me sweet and super hot mixed together. Let me just cover that up. Perfect. Let's see here. See how these burgers come out. If I want to keep buying them, maybe, because it is a convenience right there. I mean, it's for $3 more. They come already made, pretty nice patties. Now I'm going to have to give these a few days to see how they digest. So I'm going to probably be eating these throughout the weekend, and then I'll have my final decision by Monday if I'm ever going to buy these again. Because one hamburger patty at 80/20 is not the same as all other 80/20. Okay, the texture is pretty close to the ones that I make by hand, the burger patties I make by hand. I say pretty close. They're not exact. I do enjoy the ones I make by hand because they're not overly worked. But okay, this is a pretty solid starter kit for Carnivore starter kit right here. Now I hear people say that, oh, don't use sauce, don't use cheese. Here's the thing. 90-10. We're talking about 90-10 eating principle here. 90-10 eating principle works for weight loss. It also works for weight maintenance. So the most important thing to remember is even if you're not having weight loss, you're able to maintain the weight by eating this right. And this is delicious. This is delicious. It's got a little bit of sauce. It's got my favorite cheese. And it seems to be, to me personally, the white cheese seems to work better if you're trying to lose weight. I don't know what it is about the yellow cheese, the cheddar cheese. Stay away from American cheese. That's an abomination. And cheddar cheese, I don't know why cheddar cheese stalls weight loss so bad. And some people have gained quite a bit of weight when they start getting into the cheddar cheese. I don't know why that is. I still haven't figured it out. I just haven't talked to the right guy that knows the right stuff is all. But if I ever find out, I'll let you know. Yeah, this is pretty good. Now, some cheese is inflammatory for me, Jill. So I gotta watch, the cheese and where I'm getting it. Like I said, I've used this cheese many times in the last few weeks. I haven't had any inflammation issues yet with this. Now that can change. That can change. It's like some people that eat a lot of eggs. If you eat too much of one thing, sometimes it can start to create issues. I found that out today. Like some people that were never allergic to eggs in their entire life have gotten to a point where they were allergic to eggs, like out of nowhere. And they're eating a healthy type lifestyle too, which is strange. So the fun part about this this Swiss cheese that I've been using, I can eat a lot of this stuff. I was snacking on it. I was probably eating way too much, but I didn't gain weight. I was extremely happy while I was eating it because I love cheese. I'm a cheesehead. I have always loved eating cheese since I was a little kid. I love all the variations of cheese, different types of cheeses and flavors and smokinesses and creaminess. But I was probably overeating this Swiss cheese. You know, sometimes I'd eat like 6 slices of this just as snacks. I didn't gain any weight. That was great. That was great news. You know, my weigh-in this week, Jill. So I lost about 2 pounds overnight. Yesterday I weighed in about 310.6 or 5 pounds, whatever. I got up this morning, I was 308.6. So that's good news. Also, the temperature's been pretty hot up here. Now, my job sometimes requires a little bit of motion, not very much. So I do sit in the truck. I have to sit in the truck and just operate the truck, you know, pulling it forward, backing it up. It's a whole loading process. It takes about an hour. So there's, you know, at least an hour sitting in the truck, and then it's a little while to drive to the dump stuff off, and then to drive back. And then the only stuff we do as far as getting out of the truck when we're at the dump is we have to go outside, open the doors, get everything ready to go. And then we're just dumping the load. And then we got to shut our doors, clean off the back, and then go back, do the same thing over and over again. There's not a lot of physical activity, but it's been hot up. You can see I'm sweating. Wow, I got a big mouthful back in my throat with that hot sauce. Ooh, oh my goodness. Wow. Mm-hmm. Stuff's so good. Now, unfortunately, it's probably going to be my dinner. I got another product that I got from Costco too that I tried out the other day. So I went and got these guys here. I just wanted to try them out. I wasn't worried about the ingredients in there. It does have some weird stuff going on in there. So chances are I won't buy these again, but I wanted to try them out, see how they are. They do have a nice smoked sausage flavor to them. So that part is accurate because it says smoked sausage. That was something I noticed right away when I started eating these. They had smoked sausage. Now they do have a cheese in there, but I think the way they made their cheese, ingredients not, yeah, they might have used like processed cheese or something like that because the texture of the cheese that's in them, I wasn't very happy with. But so when you cook these and you eat them when they're hot, they really weren't that good. So after I cooked them and then I put them in a Tupperware and I brought them out the next day and I started snacking on these when they weren't heated up, right straight out of a Tupperware, I really enjoyed them. I thought they were delicious that way. They were better when they were cold than when they were hot. The strangest thing. I mean, why do they put gluten-free on here? Like that's, anyways. You guys know how I feel about packaging labels. Well, at least if you don't, you should by now, because I just don't like these. The way they lie to us and they talk about things, you know, like gluten-free, like that's okay. No MSG. Well, there shouldn't be. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you. How about you just tell me about the stuff in big letters on the front of the package that are in there that shouldn't be in there? Then let me decide. But no, I have to go on the back of the package and hunt for the bad stuff. Yeah, crazy. I don't know how they can get away with that. You know, they can put all kinds of garbage in there and then they can write something on the front of the package that's healthy. Oh my goodness, it's so hot in here. gonna have to go outside. Yeah, I'm guessing that too, Jill. It is probably like a cheese-like product. And, it's so funny, you know, like McDonald's, when I went through that ordeal, where I was doing the quarter pounder experiment when I was doing the carnivore diet. You know, the first go around, I had quarter pounders with their cheese, and I had problems right off the bat with their cheese. I didn't realize the cheese was going to be that big of a deal. But McDonald's cheese is, so there's a percentage that you have to have of everything that's involved in the process of making cheese to actually be able to call it cheese. Wow, I'm sweaty. I'm gonna find something to wipe my face off. I got washcloths up here, but it's like 70 something degrees outside. So the McDonald's cheese is literally like barely 1% higher than what, you know, just so it can be called cheese, which is really sad. And McDonald's cheese has vegetable oil, and it also has some like seed oil and some other nonsense in there. Wow. You know, the best part about sweating is that it means everything's working. Because there was a period of time in my weight loss journey before I got started where I wasn't sweating. I mean, I wasn't sweating at all. It took a lot of freaking work to make me sweat. And I didn't like sweating at that time, because when you're 435 pounds and you're sweating and you're eating unhealthy foods and a lot of crap, all the toxins and all the stench come out. You know, everything that you should never have eaten starts seeping out your pores, starts coming out your armpits and your whatnot areas. And it just creates a rotten funk. You know, it's disgusting. But since I've been eating the carnivore diet, eating natural fats, I don't have body odor. I don't have any body odor at all. I'm sweating right now. Nothing at all. And I'm sweating a lot because it's hot in here. Now, I don't get bad breath either. Not like I used to get bad breath. I used to get this rancid, nasty, rotten breath. The only time I get bad breath now is when it comes from the ingredients I might add into my foods. So if I add a lot of garlic, and I found out, unfortunately, garlic is pretty high in oxalates. So I'll have a little bit of garlic salt, like the Redmond's real salt, garlic salt. I can use a little bit of this stuff, but if I use like garlic powder, my breath just smells nothing like, it smells just like garlic all the time. So, yeah, this stuff works. I'm not even sure how I got hooked on this Redmond's real salt. I mean, I know a lot of people recommend it in the carnivore community. I recommend it too. But before I was even introduced to Redmond's real salt, I was heads over heels for Himalayan pink salt, because Himalayan pink salt, I don't know if it's just the color of it or whatever, but it's kind of a sweeter type salt. I don't know if anybody can agree with that. Maybe it's just a color association issue that I have, you know, because I see the color pink. I think, you know, maybe a little bit of sweetness, but I really like the Himalayan pink salt a lot, and I still use it, but I use the Redmond's real salt a lot more. And I have a lot of Redmond's real salt too. I got a big bag of it that I use to refill my containers. And then the Redmond's real salt seasoned salt is one of my favorite seasonings, so it's going to take me forever to go through that. I try to use it really sparingly because I want it to last. I don't want to like use it all up. Let's see. Oxalates will stall your weight loss. Ooh. And then somebody asked, what's an oxalate? Well, an oxalate is a nasty little booger that's typically found in plants, because plants don't like to be eaten. So they have these little things called oxalates. So if you eat vegetables raw or nuts, you know, vegetables, nuts, some certain fruits before they've ripened, they're super high in oxalates, because they don't want you to be eating them before they, you know, create a fruit or create a vegetable. Vegetables, if you eat vegetables, it's a good idea to cook most of them because their oxalates are so high, and when you cook them, it actually reduces the oxalate level to a safe range, so that way you're not going to get kidney stones from the oxalates that come from the plants. So, I mean, if you're suffering from kidney stones, you eat a lot of raw vegetables, you eat a lot of nuts, especially specifically almonds. There's a reason why they roast garlic, they cook garlic, because it reduces the oxalates in the garlic, so it makes it a little bit safer to eat. I didn't know that. I used to eat raw garlic cloves all the time. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Gee. Then I had kidney stones. Didn't know why. But that's why I like the carnivore diet, is I don't have to do a whole lot of freaking science about eating meat and dairy products. And if I add a little bit of sauce, who cares? Because if the majority of the plate is meat, everything works. I don't know if that's true, Dutch. I'll have to look into that, but I do appreciate you saying that. That's something I'll definitely have to look into. The human body creating its own oxalates from eating too much vitamin C. I mean, I'm not debating it here because I don't know. So whenever somebody brings up something, I take it to heart. I don't take it to heart. I'm sorry. I just take it with a grain of salt for right now. After the live stream's over, I'll definitely be looking into that, because that's got me curious. Like, okay, does the human body create its own oxalates? And then I'll go find out for myself. And when I do that process, just like anything that comes with diet, health, nutrition, if I go and figure it out for myself, even though somebody said it word for word, I will remember it. And that's how this all works. So if somebody gives you good advice, great. Go do your research on it. Make sure that's good advice. If it is good advice, you're never going to forget it because you made the effort to go figure it out. That's how all of this has worked for me. Because when I started losing weight a year ago, I thought I knew something about health and nutrition. Like most people, we all think, oh, you want to lose weight? Let's go to the gym. Let's go jogging. Let's go for walks. Let's go for bike rides. Let's eat salads. That's the basic consensus on the mentality of overall weight loss. I don't know how many people I've seen sitting there miserable, eating a Caesar salad. They're just not happy, and they're trying to lose weight. And in that case, they're actually starving themselves of nutrition, because there's no nutrition in Caesar salad. There's nothing there. There's nothing there to help the body want to lose weight at that point. If anything, it's going to start holding on. So if you do lose weight from eating stuff like a Caesar salad, then your body's struggling in other ways. So it's not sustainable type weight loss. And it's going to come right back, because most people go right back to what's comfortable. And when you're losing weight, you don't have to be uncomfortable to lose a lot of weight. You don't have to be uncomfortable at any point of it. The only discomfort you might feel, once you figure out how, everything works, fasting practices, ketosis, mindset, how important mindset is, try to find out some of the basic reasonings why a lot of religions all over the world have been practicing fasting for thousands of years. I mean, to reset gut health, to get clearer mental focus, all kinds of stuff goes on there when you're fasting. But once you learn how everything works, it just makes everything kind of seamless. It's almost a joke, how much weight you can lose while you go to bed. It's so weird. I mean, if anybody, wants to challenge me on that, absolutely, before bedtime, weigh yourself, and then weigh yourself when you get up in the morning. Most people lose about 2 pounds of water weight while they're asleep. That's pretty consistent. Most nights when I go to bed, I can lose 2 to 4 pounds of water weight while I'm sleeping. That's if you have water retention in the first place. Yeah, so strange. Right on. Okay. So the next couple days, I'll be eating some more of these, and I'll be trying them out to see how my gut feels, to see if I need to add more fat to these. And I'm just getting my notification that my battery is about to die. So I appreciate everybody. If you're new here and you're interested in more weight loss type topics and you don't mind these vertical live streams, because I like to do these, by all means, I welcome you guys to my kitchen. I'm just an average truck driver. That's what I do, is I drive a truck for a living. I just try to share what I'm doing with people, so hopefully they can help figure out their own personal situations, health related, because none of this has been really overly hard. The hardest part has been hitting the record button and talking about the bad days, because I have some emotional videos that go way back. Thank goodness they weren't very good videos, and nobody really wanted to watch those because they didn't really circulate much. But my point is that everything improves. I mean, even my video creation, my talking ability improved. A lot of these people that are here, you see with the little blue letters, they've been around since I started losing weight. They saw me stumbling. They saw me struggling. Now they see me actually having a conversation. I was terrified to do a live stream when I first started. But yeah, if you're interested in weight loss, the carnivore diet, how I'm losing weight, stuff like that, by all means, please subscribe to the channel. You can always ask me questions in the comments. I'll try to respond. The comment thread on these live streams is pretty quick. So it's like boom, boom, boom. There's a lot that I missed because especially when I get talking. And if you're new to any of these live streams that I do, I try to create a title, and then I try to stick that title right out there. And I try to keep going with that topic for about the first half hour to 45 minutes. Then I peter off, and then it's just either us talking or who knows, I might make something. Sometimes the title is I'm making burgers, and that's literally what we're going to start off with. We're going to talk about making burgers, where I got the meat. Yeah, it's kind of a loose feeling here, but it works. I mean, it works, and it helps people. And I've been told there's a lot of people that got their weight loss journey started because of one of my videos, and they're doing really, really well. And it's not all because of me. It's just because they started something, because they saw something I did or something I talked about, or just, I might have pinched a nerve and helped them out a little bit. And that's all I really want to do. All right, guys, God bless. I need to plug my phone in. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next one, okay?